Ugh, so much to copy. Let's see if I can find the text document. Execute at blah blah blah, another star count. Yep. Wait, what? Another star. Name shock. Right, I want to wait to convert back and forth. I don't actually like anymore. I have things that want nether stars. Only the one thing, I believe. And then I guess I could just make it 64 shulk. Right, there's nothing else that wants nether stars. Well, I can see. Spawners. $64 shulk blocks for a spawner. Then you can feed into... Yeah, that's... Okay. But this one also needs to be changed. So this one can go. This one, I need to add the count. Execute at another star count 64. Alright, no, I've never done it. Of course, old me thinks like new me. How many slots do we have to play around with? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 slots to play with. And of those 16 slots, we straight away have one more nether star for the boss soul. That's one. The one. We have 12 different trophies, which I guess should be used. So it's 13. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? The one's for another star. 12 is for trophies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so we've got 3 slots left for something else. Well, that's perfect, actually. You can cash in the trophies, and then you can cash in shards of power. And still fair exchange, because I think you have to pay 30 experience to craft one of these. So that's our 16 slots. Probably write these down. 12 times souls. Oh, sorry, 12 times boss. Drop. I don't even know what to call it. Just boss drop. And then 2 times trophies. And 1 time shard of power. Okay, so there are 16 convertible items for our loot boxes. Question is, how do we make them? So I've only got 2 slots to work with in this system, which is not great. Granted, I could probably build down, but then I don't like the positioning. I like symmetry, and then if I have to build down, I have to cut into a portion of it that's not reflected on the other sides. I don't obviously want to move stuff around, because that's a hassle in itself. So it's not too bad, because I have slabs. It'll still be somewhat hidden. I could just do chain command blocks down. Anyway, so we have a summon mechanic and a kill mechanic. Still need the kill mechanic. Did I find them? I think this is right. And then this one. Hopefully that's positioned correctly. No, it's a bit cut off for you guys. Go back this way. Then funny enough, it's cut off for me. Suppose I zoom out once. I'll do it. Okay. What are we editing? So, all in all, that's not what I meant to do. We technically only have 4 things we have to worry about. Nope, nope, nope. We have 16 because of all these items. Not you. You. Might as well grab all of these. Granted, I could compress the shulker chest into one. Unless I want to make it highly specific. If I compress them all into one, then I could also give the player the option to trade in any item with a lore tag, which is that farmable. Technically, it is because you could craft like any of these wax coatings, trade them in. Any of the enchants. Yeah, so no, that's no good. I have to do all 16 items specifically. Which is also a tad annoying because I can't remember if I settled on white or green. I feel like I went with green across all items. Half a twisted chest. That's the text. I have to find the other half green. Perfect. Oh, right. I totally forgot you're still fletching arrows. Oh, you've made 12 for us. Thank you. But you're also annoying. In fact, I don't need this box anymore. I really gotta start cleaning up after myself. The giant green screen is annoying. Where to station myself? Yeah, I can't accidentally destroy anything. Okay. So execute at, this is our selector, and then this is just our requirement. So I can just make 16 of these and then edit them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That was somewhat of a dumb way to do it too. Just delete everything I need to edit so I don't have to delete it. Okay, so the count will always be 1. Tag. Oh, they're in my inventory, aren't they? Yep. So we can be smart about it and we can just pick up on a lore tag, I guess. Pretty sure I can just do the color as well. Execute at e type equals item pt equals dot dot dot. What is it? I have it here anyway. Item tag display name. And I use the old syntax here. Although this is the syntax for the anvil. Whenever I make an item, I always put the square bracket out of habit. It's kind of annoying. I would assume I still have it. Did I put the square bracket? I'm pretty sure I put the square bracket. No, why are we doing it like this? Just get the data. Floor has a square. Name does not. Perfect. So if I just do color gold, I should be able to detect it. I already forgot. Is it capital? No, it's not capital. Say hi. So if it detects, which it does not, which means I have to match it or I have to not fill it in at all. Yeah. In which case I can specify the item. If you were to give a lore tag to any of these items, it would then still trigger it. We don't want, because we don't want the player to be able to just use random crap. Right, if I throw you, yeah. Granted, I can't find. Ah, yeah, it's too far away now. Okay, so if we can't do it that way, all of these have the same lore text. Why am I going over here? They all have a fragment, right? They are all white, or do I change them to green? Only, nope, good, nope, nope. Up higher, I think it's like the first thing. A fragment of the creature's power, it's always white. So, I can use that, which helps. Make a second one. Count one, this will be Nether Star. And then instead of name, we're using the lore slot. Square. Top thingies. Forget what they're called. Apostrophes. They're apostrophes. And then inside the bracket goes... Got the curly. Text. I guess I just use the lore text for everything. Means I can copy and paste it. A frag. Means I also don't really need to. Why is that space so huge? Ah, whatever. Fragments of the creature's power. Full stop. Full stop. That's the text. And then it's italics. False. White. Bold. Also false. Times like this when I wish I could touch type. Okay, so now if we change this one, just change the whole thing. I click delete, whatever. Don't say hi. Yeah, I clicked cancel, didn't I? Okay, so if we drop this, nothing. We drop one of these, still nothing. Where is the typo then? Text a fragment of the creatures, power, italics, ID. There we go. Perfect. Now we can detect any one of the souls and convert them into a loot box. Step one done. And actually means I can make the trophies one slot as well. We can get rid of all IDs and we can just use the flavor text. Granted, some of these are going to be really annoying. And if I have to do each of them, I might as well do their titles instead. You can't really get anything else with gold. So keep this named one at the top for a second. These ones we can get rid of the ID. Just leave the count, since they have to be nether stars. And then we can do the same for the trophy, and that frees up another slot. It's a bit unfortunate. Right, they have the same thing. Yeah. That's one. And this one. I shall grab the data just to make sure that I do it right. Of course. I've got 2 lines. Makes that slightly annoying. Because each of them need their own color and italics rights. Italic, color, bold, so it's the same order. I'm just changing the text and doubling it. From the comma, I believe. Not the comma, the apostrophe. Okay, so the first line reads... Only an enchanted frame, no full stop, a comma, and the second line. Could gain its power. Full stop. Okay, make sure it works. Just restart, makes it easier. Perfect. Really, I should just be thorough and test the other one. Good. You're down. Shard of Power, it's easier to use the name. It's only the completed one has gold, if I remember correctly. Perfect. Hi Noah. I'm doing alright. Yourself? I have some in my inventory. Ooh. Okay. For this one, we're changing the name. Again, we don't really need the ID because we can match it correctly. So, from name. Ah, see, this one has the square brackets when I usually leave that off. Square, square. Text is first. Shard of Power. Just let me copy these. I hate typing them all out. And I hate that copying tries to do the quotation marks together. Okay. So it's italic false, that's correct. Color gold, the one thing we have to change. Right. 3 down. Now we just have to do all... all 10? Is there only 10? That can't be right. 12 bosses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Which one did I miss? Run Flesh. There we go. That's good to hear. Excited for Christmas? Granted, that's an assumption. Granted, you celebrate Christmas. Are you excited for Christmas? Okay. If one of them matches, then I can just change the text. No. So these ones, none of the names, I'm guessing, will have the square brackets on them. Just to make sure, this should be the last one I made. Yeah. Okay. That's easy enough to copy, though. We just get rid of them, and then I just have to name 12 of these. Get rid of the text as well, make it easier. And it was italics, color gold, bold, still perfect. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, order doesn't really matter. I just like to be thorough. This can be hard to do. Oh wait, if I hover, I can do it. Mac. Let's rabbit foot. Well, usually. So, this year I've moved away from family, and I have a bunch of pets, so my partner's actually gone back to where we moved from to celebrate with her parents, because it's her first time away, so she wanted to, it's fine, so I'm kinda lonesome here with my dog, 2 cats, turtles, lizard, and snake. But I've mailed off all my gifts, so at least I can chat with my family and see if they like theirs. 12, was it the? Yes, and no capital on the joining words. World, broken, twisted chest. Twisted chest. Broken, twisted chest. Tarnished scrap. Had I tarnished not correctly? Looks like it's me. Eternal flame. Good. Sprouting life. Why did I make such long names? Other world. See? Essence. And they get longer and longer. Crystallized. Adrenaline. And I'm one short, apparently. No, I skipped one. Feather of Icarus. And infected scrap. I spelled Icarus right. I did. Good. Infected scrap. Oh, that's nice to hear, Sam. Oh, glad you like the SO dungeon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Scrap looks wrong, as it is. Okay, you can copy these in. How many slots was it again? 12. Only one of these. One, two, three. 8 and 7 is 15. I can leave one block gap. For now, at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Is it smart to leave it in the center? Probably not. But I could always end up early, I guess. I'll leave it in the center. We'll do one row at a time. Okay, starting from the top. Damn, so I'm playing the wrong game for you guys. Is that what I'm getting? Software engineer. No, to be honest. What do I want? So initially, I want to be a veterinarian. I have two degrees in animal science actually, and then I kind of did accounting for a while and business management, but never mathematics or computer engineering. Which is probably why they tend to say you always do university and then you find out what you hate, or rather what you dislike, rather than what you actually enjoy. So I've been hitting the math pretty hard on, if I can find it, for So Dungeon. See if I can grab it quickly. Where's window capture? There we go. I close it. Yeah, so I haven't played the So Dungeon in a while. I've literally just been doing the math for it to work out like a perfect run from Dimension 1 to Dimension 10. So like I've mapped out every entity's HP, the optimal way to clear levels on weapons, and it's gone pretty out of hand. So I wanted a break from that and just thought I'd work on my Minecraft world. What are you studying, Noah? Hmm. Right, now I need the second half, this one. Except we're not running summon. We are going to trigger a scoreboard. Should probably have thought this out. How do I want to do the loot boxes? Yeah, I probably need to toggle a scoreboard, or I could tag the closest player and summon it at their location. Probably easier because then I don't have to disconnect the kill command for the items. Yeah. Tag at P. I'll just call loot. That way we can call upon it to summon, I know, a shulker, and then fill the shulker with random stuff. Got something, didn't I? Tag add. There we go. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not one for physics. So just straight math and I guess problem solving, I'm fine with. I'm never good at physics. But as long as you're enjoying it. Tag add loot. All we need to, pretty sure that's all we need to do. Perfect. I love just mass pasting. So fulfilling. Okay, so half of it works. So if I drop any of these items onto our platform here, besides the high, I should now have the tag. Yeah, I do have loot. We can go shut off this command block. Okay, so that's stage 1. We now have an event we can call upon to generate the loot. I do want to do the cleanup though. I feel like physics is everyone's pet peeve. At least for me, because the way you learn physics is just so different from I guess standard math. Since physics is you learn a huge array of formulas to interchange and use or compute for specific things. Whereas generally with like computer science or basic mathematics, you're creating the formula from the equation rather than trying to fit in the your components into a set formula. If that makes sense. Okay, so I can alter this to clean up. We just need to execute at stays. We just add in if block, run kill. Yeah. And then I just copy over the at e. Yeah, it's not too much of a hassle. As long as I click in all the right spots. I need the space, don't I? Or is that double space now? Oh, good. And then it was copy the E. The funny thing is too, in high school, I took like advanced English, I took literature, I took art, and then in university I did science, and then now I'm moving into I guess coding, if you can call Minecraft code sort of like basic entry level coding. Yeah. See, the whole going back and forth between different things and trying to remember. I hate rope learning. So I like problem solving, but I hate having a set list or a checklist to go through to do that. Like I'd rather just test it and do it myself. Yeah, and like even now, I'm not even doing anything with my 2 degrees. Kind of sad. Though I do have lots of stories out of it though. So I traveled with them to do research and everything. So I spent a few years not really not making money off it because all the research was either like grant funded or just volunteer stuff. But yeah, definitely a interesting journey for the start of my life. Yeah, that's the problem. Is nowadays we don't like inventing's not a big thing. Like even if you look at anyone who is like inventing products, they're not really. They're they're taking pre-existing designs and then mashing in other designs. Like it's very rare that you actually find something made from the base level up. Well, except for vaccines, of course, and diseases if you go with the opposite spectrum. Yeah, I considered like either doing my masters because I have a glowing resume or CV, however you refer to them. So I can qualify to do the research element for a master's degree. But my thought is, what am I going to do with it? Because if I'm already not working in my field with my 2 degrees, there's no reason for me to get advanced qualification. And then similarly, going back and doing, I don't know, like business, because that's the line of work I work in. Well, I don't really need it because, you know, the work I do shows my capabilities. And unless I obviously change employers or anything like that, I don't need to reassert my qualifications. So all in all, it just seems like a waste of time. Plus, so our system here in Australia is education is basically is free, so I don't have to pay back any of my loans unless I earn X amount. And even if I earn X amount, the amount I have to pay back is abysmal. But there is a cap. So through my other study, I have reached my cap unless I do medicine or continue on and do a doctorate of veterinary medicine. So like actual doctor medicine or animal medicine, then the government will continue to pay for my study. Otherwise, I'd be out of pocket. So then it's like, do I save for a house or do I save for another degree? So the funny thing is, where I work, they've let me handle all the systems. So there is no way they can replace me or fire me unless I agree to train someone up to run all the business aspects. So like all the till systems and everything, I have modified them in a way that has made it easier to run, but only I know how to reset them back to the factory settings, unless of course they get the people to come out who obviously initially installed them, or I train someone else. So I've made myself irreplaceable, so to speak, for my current job at least. Was all of them right? Yeah, so I can just copy them in. I have to do them in the right order though. There should be 1-to-1 because I copied from the top down. Correct. Immaculate. Good. Okay, so this will tag the player, and now the item will be consumed. It's a means to an end. I'm not a monetary focused person. Like my main goal is obviously a roof, and then the capability to support a family. I'm not too fussed what I do in order to achieve that. So like even with my job currently, I reinvest the majority of what I earn, and then like that's allowed me to move into state and do all these different things. I've just been fortunate enough that my employer has found a way for me to stay on, even interstate, which is nice. Again, it goes back to the whole thing of me being somewhat invaluable, and they need me, or they need me to teach someone, which is kind of hard now that I'm interstate. Do I go left to right or right to left? Continued on. I mean, it's fun. Eventually I'll get bored, just like this. That's my sort of problem. Like, same with my degrees. I did it for 4 years and all the research aspects. I had fun, but then I got bored. And I get burnt out on projects fairly... Well, not fairly quickly, if you think about it in the larger scheme. But it's obviously not a job I'm going to stick with for life, and I don't want to necessarily move up. To be honest, I would rather go back and find a different job in my field. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be what I was doing previously, so research directly relating to animals and ecology. I could do, I don't know, lab work. Just something different to develop my skill set on the job is what I like. It keeps me entertained. No worries, Noah. Hope you have a good day too. Thanks for saying hi and hanging out for a little bit. Okay, we drop it, gets consumed, perfect, and we still have the tag. We should probably remove that and just make sure the system is fully functional, although it should be. It does have to hit the center. Perfect. And we have the tag. Alright, so now we have to actually develop the loot system or mechanic. So that'll be one slot. Can't fill it in. Yeah, it gets deleted. The better question is where to build it. So I'm going to need... My randomizer goes to 16. How many slots are in a shulker? There's two ways I can do it. I can either go through each slot, picking between 1 to 16, or I can just do 1 to 16. 1, 2, so it's 9, it's 27. So it'd be 27 command blocks. If I pick each slot. So I should probably explain that better. So what I mean is, if this slot matches a set number or a set range of numbers, it'll input an item. And then I'll move to the next one and I'll check just the 27 slots. The other way is to move to move across one slot each time. So it uses the randomizer as the base, and then depending on the number, it puts a certain item in this slot, then in the next slot, and so on, until it fills up all the slots. I usually stream. In US time, I usually stream morning and evening, both starting around 8. So 8 p.m., which is my morning when I first get up, and then 8 a.m., which is my evening just before I go to bed. But I am on break for a little bit, obviously over the holiday. So you might just see me on almost 24/7, depending on what projects I want to work on. Because I do have a lot of like a checklist I want to get done. But otherwise, yeah, definitely either 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I usually begin, and routinely I go for maybe 2 to 4 hours. I suppose I should continue building, branching off here. F3G, put it in the corner. You too, Sam. Have an awesome day. And again, like Noah, hey, thanks for coming, saying hi. Okay, so the easiest way is to store a scoreboard result and then allow that to pick the slots. Then you could double roll on items. If I do it this slot way, it means I'm capping it at 27 different items. I could do, say, 54. Let's just play around with the data command. We data modify, guess you're a block, right? Target path, inventory, right? It's just inventory. Just use the wiki. Shulker. Minecraft. And they're separate blocks too, which sucks. Or can I... No, it doesn't look like I can. I was going to say, can I just change the color while it's in position, but I have to replace the whole block? Okay, so it starts from 0, and then it goes to 26. Fine. So it should be inventory dot, I believe, slot. Square brackets, and then I input the number. Pretty sure it says it on the data command. I want to do ID because I also want to set the amount. No, it has it like this, but that's for the player. But I guess that does make sense. Right, because it goes... We'll just try it, see what happens. Trial and error. Better way to learn skills. Alright, we'll just do ID, we'll just copy it over. Do quotation marks. Although the count's not there, so it shouldn't really work. You know what? To figure out the syntax, I should just use data get. Tell me what's in the slot. And no elements, put you in 0. No, so your difference. I can get your data, can't I? Myself. No, it doesn't like. Sorry, there's block 3. Ah, okay, so it's not inventory, it's items. Easy fix. Perfect. That means I can do that, and then I can set the ID and count. I can also set the slot. If I use that set the slot, I can still give everything one set item, one set slot. Is it better to use the slot? If I use the slot, then I can set up a couple roles for different items in a different slot. So like if you get an item in the top hand corner, it's always going to be something really good. Then that's a lot more commands. I mean, if we're making this system, we might as well go all in and do it as best as we can. So if we do data modify block, we execute at the player because that's where we're going to place the shulker. Set value should be curly still, right? Right, Minecraft, no, BID. Minecraft stone, then count. Perfect. Okay, so that's the basis that makes it nice and easy, and we just do it 26 times. Do I start a new? I start a page. Okay, the other thing, if I set the block, pretty sure the player will be moved. Yeah. Kind of sucks, because it means probably have to generate on top of them. Can't generate it on the item, because the item will be deleted. Another entity here I can use as a marker. I can use the portal, but that's kind of weird. No, the portals are blocked, it's not an entity. So ideally, you could summon the shulker here and fill it, and then they collect it. Then I have to detect the lodestone, which means I'd have to use 3 per side. Correct for the position, plus I could be away from it, so that doesn't work either. I guess I have to do it at the item, before I kill the item. So literally, instead of kill, I just run set. It means I can also control the shulker color, depending on what item they use to summon it. It means I can use that to determine drops as well. So for instance, if you use a boss soul, for instance, that could be basic purple. A trophy could be a little bit rarer, boss soul, and then all the items. So I could have 4 different tiers as well. But for instance, if this is already 26, then it's 26 times 4 makes it 5200 and 104 commands. Or 104 command blocks to operate this system. I mean, it's not horrible because I can gate it behind redstone and play detection, so it shouldn't have a huge footprint of lag. But it is a lot of space to build. Granted, it's obviously not my smallest system. Or my biggest system, I should say. Pretty sure a lot of these range in the hundreds. So what? We could use normal tier progression. So for instance, purple is say epic. I guess green would be common. Gold would be best. And just grey. But see, if I'm using this system, I'd rather it randomize which one you're getting each time. So I could split up the randomizer array from 1 to 16. I could do, say, 1 to 8, 9 to 12, 12 to 14, 14 to 16. Which is slightly wrong too, because you'd want the last one to be 1 digit rather than a range. Do I like that more? I do kind of like that more. Okay, so before we get to the actual loot, we should figure out how we're summoning it. This has already escalated into something else. Get rid of that, get rid of that. I can always get more of these. Keep the command blocks, sword can go. Okay. So our tiers of shulker. Common, rare, common, uncommon. I guess I then want to chuck in blue as well. Just have all 5 tiers. Yeah, go big, go home. This isn't really like an epic color though. That's better. Alright. So it'll be executes. Either way, we're starting with at any player who has the tag loots. And then it's going to run. No, then we have our 5 different ones. So if score at P matches. Pretty sure I'm already screwing up the syntax. Execute. Still if, right? If score at closest person, randomizer. No, I don't like that. It should be the inbuilt one. Easier to select ranges. At all. Tag equals loot. Capital L. Pretty sure I put a capital. Scores equal to 2 brackets. Random. Randomizer. Rules. And then we set in our ranges. Suppose I could summon above them. Be the easiest way to solve the problem of moving them. So I still need to be able to select block. I wish there was such an easier way to select blocks. You have to know the coordinates. Which means I need to summon a marker. That's the only way. I need to summon a frozen entity on top of the place. Summon the block. I'd have to summon like a bat. No, bats aren't invisible. I'd have to summon an armor stand floating so that I can use the armor stand as the entity. Which means I'm not really using the tag system either. What are we doing? So instead of run tag, which is nice because I can delete this pretty easily, it would be summon. And then I still don't have to worry about doing the item. Yeah, that's an easier system to use. And the issue is if you drop more than one item at a time, we have no failsafe. In fact, even with tagging a player, we don't have a way to stop it deleting the other item. Well, no, I guess I could just add a clause if there's a player nearby with the tag, and then I could just add a clause if there's a armor stand nearby. So it actually doesn't delete the item till the end, but then the item gets displaced itself. All around a headache. The whole idea of summoning the shulker in the middle would be to interrupt their ability to spam items, since the item has to be placed on the lodestone blocks. If we cover the lodestone block, they can't use the system till they break the shulker. So that's our sort of failsafe. So I think I'm changing the tag to summon an invisible floating armor stand that I can then execute commands in a positional sense. Your arms, doesn't really matter. Base plate, small. I probably shouldn't make you invisible just yet. Definitely lock all interactions. Then I assume we still summon it at feet. My question is... Oops. Oh, we're on slabs. Also, why... Oh, that's why. Okay, so that's the armor stand. The armor stand can exist in a shulker, which is good, and won't move. I have to use the kill command, don't I? Because you don't have a base. Yeah. Looking at you. Why are you not letting me kill you? Type equals armor stand. Sort equals nearest. Limit equals 1, because I think I have some others set up elsewhere. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. We can summon it at the item's location, which should still be on the lodestone, which means we don't have to align it. And then we just summon the shulker at the location. And then this doesn't... I don't think an armor stand is going to move the entity. Do the first one. Instead of run tag, we're running summon. That. What item is this? This is the rabbit foot. Please work. Perfect. Item gets deleted, doesn't get pushed away or anything. Problem is if I, summon back to back. Where the shulker block comes into play. Because now I only need 4 commands instead of 4 times whatever this is. Okay, plus we also want invisible. Fun. Deleting and correcting. So just a tag. Okay. How do I know if they're working? I suppose I can kill it, or I can give it glowing. Effects, give at all, glowing, 10 seconds should do. That is an issue. It's invisible. I guess we won't know it works till we build the shulker component. Oops. I should probably tag the armor stand. Ugh. I have to add that. We'll still use loot, so that makes it nice and easy. Add this into all the brackets. Fun. Okay. Back on track. Execute at E this time, which I dislike. Because it scans every entity. Scan the player first. At least then it's always operating. Because the better system to use would be tag the player. If the player is a tag, it summons a redstone block at X place, and then that controls all of the command blocks operating. That's how we cut down on lag. This current system, I can do the same thing, but I still have to scan every loaded entity to trigger the system, rather than, for instance, I'm the only player on the server, so it only ever scans one entity. But you can use players. And if I use players, if entity, it's still the same thing. It scans me and then scans every player, every entity. And if there's multiple entities, even worse, because then it multiplies. It's almost like I want it to both summon the armor stand and tag the player. Suppose I could use the armor stand tag nearest player. then that's just one command. Then I also need a command to clean it up and to stop it tagging multiple players. And then the worst nightmare is to account for random chance that two players do it at exactly the same time. I suppose I get away with that through the distance parameter. Then it just depends how far you can toss an item. Like 5 blocks. This is not too bad. It'd be like execute at entity tag the nearest player in X blocks. Boots. And then that triggers the system to turn on. Then I can use that to gate all the commands we're going to run. It'd be so much easier if I could just run it at the player's location without, obviously, moving them. Welcome back, Sam. Suppose doesn't matter. So execute at the player if entity. Do it in the command block, so I can just copy and paste it. So executing at an armor stand type equals. Oh, there's no at. Armor stand, as long as they have the tag loot, so it's not just doing any armor stand. If the versus player, and then here we put in the scores. Randomizer equal to blah blah blah. It's already too long to really copy. If okay, and then we have our 4 ranges. No, we have 5 now for different shelters. We have 16 and 1, 15, 14, 15. Makes this one start at 13. If we increase the digits, I guess to 11. This one starts at 10. And we do something like 7. Right, that's still more digits. That makes this is 1, 2, 6. Let's do this in Excel, so I can work out the percentages. This is 6 out of 16, so 3 out of 8. So is that 1.25 times 3, 2.5, 3.75, 37.5. This is then 3 out of 16, which inherently makes it half of that. So that would be 15, 18, 18.75. It's 2 digits out of 16, so it's 1 out of 8, so it's 1.5. This is... Except I'm wrong. This is going to be a version of survival Minecraft I actually want to play. Very simple. So this is like a giant hub with a whole bunch of different systems that modify vanilla Minecraft, just to add in more features that I tend to like in games I play, like mob abilities, seasons, an increasing difficulty curve, as well as better itemization and obviously things to do, like bosses and everything. So the whole idea is, I didn't want to make data packs or anything, or just sit around coding. I'd rather build. So yeah, so I will clean up the hub, make it look nice, and then you just download the world. You start here, you can teleport out to a random location, and you can play the game with all of these features. It's made a lot of cool problems for me to solve too, because like lag is a big thing. Is it F3, Alt F3? Yeah. So I'm approaching the point where we slow down game ticks, but I'm not there yet. So I'm perfectly teetering on the edge. And as long as we don't cross that, then there's no issue. The game should be functional, or the game mode, I should say, should be functional for everyone. But it's funny, it was just going to be two things. I just wanted to give mobs abilities, and I just wanted to make bosses. And then it's exploded into this. There's passive abilities the player can unlock. There's the loot system that we're making currently. There's a bunch of different multi-block structures I've added. There's better bows, spells, and weapons. So it's like an adventure map, but open world. That's probably the easiest way to quantify it. So rather than it being like a set build, because I'm shit at building. I can't build castles or anything like that. I've just made a whole bunch of unique things that the player can find, unlock, and craft, and then have a different Minecraft experience in a fashion that I designed. And all of it was meant to be done middle of the year. Although we're getting to the end. There's 3 major things left for me to build. And this is probably the second hardest one, this loot system. So I know this is 1 out of 16, so it's 6.75. This is 2 out of 16, so this is the 12.5. This is 3 out of 16. Which I can do off the top of my head using this one, so it's 18, 19... No, it's 20.25. Means that this one has to be wrong. This is 4 digits, so it's 2 out of 8. Yeah. 2 out of 8 is 1 out of 4, so this is 25. Alright, I like that. So you have a 6% chance of getting the best loot box. You have a 12% chance of getting the next tier, 20% chance, 25% chance. Well, I can't really adjust this one because our highest digit is 16. So I can't actually lower the odds of the best box. So I just need 5 of these and then input the ranges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1.6. 7 dot dots. 10. 11.13. 14.15 and 16. Perfect. Execute add, and then we just do run, summon. That's not summon, set block. Minecraft. I assume the color goes first, but it's always better to check. Yeah. Shulker underscore box. Add the underscore. I can just copy it over. But then we need to re-tag the armor stand so it doesn't keep trying to place blocks. No, we don't, because we just put keep. That's all we have to do. If we just do keep, then it won't try to replace the shulker. And then we just need a failsafe to delete the arm stand when the player breaks the block, in case they break it before the other system finishes. Although technically we want to run the other system in 20 ticks, so that it's done before the player can actually interact with the shulker block. We don't want a duplication glitch where they can get tons of... Well, even if they destroyed the loot box, all it means is it wouldn't be filled. They get the shulker, but they wouldn't actually get any items put into the shulker unless they let the system run. It's not horrible, it's not ideal. The easy cleanup would be just to tag the armor stand again with different phases. So we just do tag equals whatever we call it. I guess shulker would be the first one. So this lets us know that we've made the shulker block. And then that's just 2 commands per thing, so it's not too much of an issue. Still doesn't play around multiple people doing it at the same time, or one after the other. So the second command would have to be execute at armor stand if there's a shulker block there. Yeah. Okay, that's nice and simple. Execute at armor stand if... if I wish the shulkers were universal and it was just a different data ID for the colors. It's alright. So, fill these in before I forget. White, lime, light blue, magenta. Underscore blue. Magenta. Did I spell it right? And then orange. Yeah, so then I still need to make these all specific. Just be if block dot. Run tag E type armor stand that doesn't have shulker. We also have to limit it to 1 and sort for the nearest. Run tag blah blah blah. Add shulker. Okay, so this will prevent it recreating multiple boxes, even if the player destroys it, because it will have the tag, the damage will be done. We can then also do a failsafe where any armor stand that has shulker, if there's no shulker present, they will be killed. Shift M is the indent. Right, no, Control M. Okay, so I need to copy these down. No worries, Sam. Catch you next time. Enjoy your day. See ya. Peace. Off the top of my head, Vulture, I've never actually tried this. I know you use the data get... No. Where is it? I think it's part of the execute chain. It's like... execute... store, there we go. Where's the data? No, it's definitely store. Target path. Then how do we get it? That part I'm not too sure. Let's learn it together, Vulture. Okay, we'll use us as the guinea pig. Then we do a path, right? But we don't have a custom name. We use a random entity as a guinea pig. T. Limit equals 1. Sort equals nearest. We'll start with that, and let's just box something in and name it. Anvil. Name tag. And some walls. Yes. Let's look at his data so we know the pathway. Okay, so it's should just be custom name. Be run store data, custom name. We're storing it as that's a number. What goes after text? I feel like it's float. Let's see what it says. It doesn't like float. Ah, apparently it is byte. Interesting. Doesn't oh. No, it doesn't like that either. Let's read the wiki. Okay, store the final command's result or success value somewhere, blah blah blah. I guess this isn't correct. Maybe you need the brackets. Or the commas. When in doubt, use something similar. That's the best way to build upon. Because I can call upon an entity's HP, so I should be able to use the same command to call upon its name. It's not that one. It's not that one. There we are. So what am I doing here? I'm executing at player, blah blah blah. We're storing a result for a boss bar, so we just change that to entity. Alright, I think I am grasping it. Executes. Store results. Entity. Entity. Be for a boss bar, be for a block, score. Ah, there we go, storage. Because then we can call upon it. So we're storing the data. Target path entity, so here would be at E node. Hmm. Okay, so looking at the title command looks like a better way to do it. Title at all, title, and where we're inputting the text. Sorry, name of the title, right? First, because it's there we go. Suppose we just try this. This is someone else's. Has to be JSON. Doesn't like, so I'm going to assume it doesn't work and it's been updated. Yeah, that's fine. More reading, more research. It's definitely store, success, no. Store the results of an entity. And then call upon it. Okay. Okay. I think we're on to something. I'm missing something that goes in here. So then we should be able to run execute again. Put it back to custom name. Still be byte. Scale. What is the scale? Okay, so store and storage. Use the path within storage target to store the return value in, store as a byte, blah, blah, blah. If the return value is decimal, it should be rounded and then multiplied by scale. If the storage does not yet exist, it gets created. Okay, so we definitely want to do store. No, I'm wrong. We want entity. Apparently this is just a digit. There we go. We got there in the end. So we've collected the data. We now need to use it. So it'd be it needs to be similar to the other one. Run, execute, store results, blah blah. Run data, get entity, blah blah blah. Okay, from what I'm reading, Klloo and the title both have selectors inbuilt. Just need to work out the right way of typing it. Yeah, so in the component. Okay, so for instance, if we were to do tell raw a oh, did I just type out? No, like that. And why does it want brackets still? Is the thing? Are the things I'm looking at outdated? No, it still likes it. Be able to do at e or equals nearest. Type first. That equals Minecraft. Something like that. Oh, it might. Nearest limit equals 1. There we go, perfect. We got there in the end. be able to do the same thing with bit title. And then should be the same for title. Right, this will display text. Perfect. Alright, that wasn't too hard. Once we started looking into it, at least. I'm not sure if you're still around. Also, it looks like my chat was not updating. You've said more stuff. Okay. I need to change all the colors. Orange. Enter. Blue and lime. And then we don't want to kill the armor stand until done. Okay, so that determines the quality of the loot box. Now we need to roll against each slot. Either make it 27 items, a chance of recurring. Probably the easier way. And it's just one command per slot. There we do it over the course of 3 seconds. Still too long. We kind of need to prep a loot timer. Which command block we set up will run in a tick in itself, so it'll still run one after the other. So far it looks like we're creating 5 branches. Don't need you anymore. We're creating 5 branches. It's going to be a little bit tedious. How long we want each branch to be. We can either make it 16. Then I have to work out a way for the system to understand there's an item and move to the next slot. I don't like. It would be better to do 26, each with a chance of occurring. Yeah, but then you definitely want to gate them. Means we need a timer mechanism. So it starts a timer, and then it goes through each slot once. If it matches the randomizer, it puts in the item. If it doesn't, you get nothing. Which means we're 26 command blocks per Okay, so in terms of problem solving, we just broke it down into stages. So for instance, your plan is first detect inventory, then detect block, then start a timer, and then you buy the property. So what do you mean by buy the property? Because we can easily come up with something for the first step. The easiest way to probably would be to tie it to shifting. Shifting's the easiest timer mechanism that obviously doesn't run. You know, as soon as a player walks into something, it gives them the option. So they're on your block or in your block, and then they have to actually shift to start the timer. So is it just like they... Oh, the command applies to every single one on the server. Okay, well, the title portion is pretty simple. So for instance, you just execute, you know, you need some sort of marker near the location, or just tag the player that they've bought the property, and then just select that tag. And then you could just have to come up with a tag for every different property. And then just be, instead of at P, we do at all. So all you're adding, so you've already got the buy system built, I take it. Then you're just adding one extra step, which is to tag that player. And you just, the easiest way would be just whatever, select the criteria you're doing, but just call it whatever the property is you want. Where does it go? I think you can just do comma texts. We'll try it out. And then you can just type in has bought. Whatever you call the property. And what? And then you just do tag equals and what? Yeah, that's fine. As long as you've got that system built, I know like where we're starting from in trying to figure out this problem. Okay, so for instance, if I set this one up, what's it like? Right, so just be executes. You could use as or at. I think you have to use as actually. So execute as all. Run. No, you don't even need the execute. Okay. So just be title, add all, title, land 1. We turn it on. Right, okay, no, so you do have to gate it. So it'd be execute if entity any player that's tag equal land 1. You want to run the title. It should disappear, and then we can actually set up. Yeah, so it's not running now, because I don't have the tag. And then all we also need to do is just clean it up. So we want a chain command block, remove the tag so it doesn't repeat endlessly. Just be tag, add all, remove, and 1, conditional. So now if I tag myself, hopefully this works. Triggers it, but we're not... The selector portion isn't working again. It's interesting. That was working for the test mob. Selector, blah blah blah, text is bought. Pushing the text, if I just do the selector, I'm curious it will say my name. Although we've lost the tag. Okay, so that calls my name, it's just about adding in the second portion of text. It's probably square brackets, thinking about it. That's usually how you separate lines of text. It does not like them at all. Like this, does not. Why not? Needs to treat them as two lines. Not like that, that's interesting. Doesn't mind that. Does mind that. We'll try this person's out that I can see here. Not gonna like theirs, I betcha. No. Just where do we put things? Do it like that. Doesn't like that. Outskirts here. It should just be text. Actually, I can see what's wrong with theirs. The one we just tried to copy. See if it likes it if I fix it up. Still does not. A lot of fluff here that I don't get. I have 10 emeralds. The house costs 10, and to buy the house you need to stay in a specific block for 5 seconds, and when you do, you own it, and appears blah blah blah, player has bought. Bought the property for everyone. Okay, so it unlocks server wide. Well, still, it's fine. We're still stuck on this second part of the text. I can't understand. I can put the comma inside. Right. Alright, that works. That was the error. I would assume if it's like data on an item, go like that. There we go. Has unlocked X. I'll continue with land. So if I retag myself, perfect, it's just way too long. Instead of title, then we'll use subtitle. Since that's smaller. Alright, but subtitle doesn't run unless the title pops up. I mean, you could do the action bar, but I'm pretty sure that's just as small. Yeah, I can't even see it because of the chat box. We still want title. Problem is you can't edit the size, unfortunately. What if we just try something simpler? Still a bit too big. Subtitle would be perfect. I guess you could put 2 in that case, and you could do like the first one. Yeah, sure. Let's just copy these out. So we'll have 2. One will be the subtitle, one will be the title. Subtitle needs to get set first. And then I guess it's up to you, whichever one you want as the main text. Their name or the property. Otherwise it's fairly simple. Copy this so we know the chain. Three, conditional, conditional. Tag myself. Yeah. But, like, you probably want by. Or, I guess you could change it around. Title. Subtitle. Obviously, you can figure out the exact wording you want. But there you go. So, like, Kllooooyy unlocked land 1. Or you could do, like, unlocked, or land 1 has been unlocked, and then by Kllooooyy. Or whatever name. Okay, so I'll just leave it as the name first and then the text second. And I'm just changing the tag to X because you can do whatever you want. I would assume the easiest way is to just make the tag whatever the property is called, so that way you know what you're unlocking. That's the first one. Second one, and then this is the cleanup. And then, so you just tie in the tag to the buying. So you've got like the border and you're just deleting the border when it's been purchased. Then all you have to do is tag the player at the end of the purchase command chain. Or at the start, and then that could be what triggers the emerald removal and anything else you want. I don't like that. I don't mind that, sorry, I should say. I might hold on to this. And use it for something else. Okay, so this command should be nice and easy. We just have to set the thresholds. Oh, it means I have to do custom ones for each. That's not too much of a big deal. Just make the blueprints and then go from there. Execute. 3. Do the same thing. Execute at armor stand. Execute at armor stand. If entity. No worries, Vulture. If you need any other help or you want to brainstorm some stuff, I'm here. Always up for anything. Helps me to learn too. I still need the scoreboard component. Well, does it matter? No, because if I'm using ranges, this means if you get 16, you'll get more loot. If I use numbers, that allows each roll to be separate. I guess creates more variation. I don't have to come up with a timer mechanism. No worries. So it'll be let's just execute. Actually, this also then ties it back to just checking the player first. Execute if score closest, whatever we call it. Use aim for now. Matches 1, then blah blah blah. And we'll just call it loot timer. Okay, so if it matches 1, it fills in slot 1, which is 0. And it's also going to be annoying because it means this goes to 2, that goes to 1, and back and forth. I'm going to have to do it 26 times. Has to be a simpler way, rather than having 26 commands. Matches 1. No worries, Vulture. The first action would be start the timer. It can all be done with redstone. I can gate all these blocks behind redstone. So they only run when someone's actually creating a loot box, which will cut down on lag. Yeah, okay. So, scoreboard.
objectives. Board objectives, add loot timer dummy. Well, no, if I use the inbuilt one, be like a daytime counter, right? That's right, I'll just do it myself. Then it's just scoreboard, players, and at all. Okay, this starts the counting mechanism. Then we just reset at the end. How often does this change? I think it changes every half a second. Yeah. Two, one. This is gonna be fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Yeah, it's 27 slots. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's 13. 14, 15, 16, fingers are not long enough. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then at 27, it gets reset for everyone. Ooh. Do you want something? Slight error. No, no slight error. I just activate the chain that relates to the color of the shulker block. Yeah. So I don't have to grossly modify this and make it specific to each one aside from the items. Which is the fun part. Anyway, 26, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20, 18, 17,
16, 15, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Okay, then we just do scoreboard. Oh, we do it this way. The next number is 27. On scoreboard, players, all the reset, is that before or after the selector? Nope, it's before. Always back and forth. Loot timer. I just do the closest person. I can just do people in X radius. Still, it takes a second to fill. Just a second is too slow. I need to bump it up to 40. Is what 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, you don't get too many numbers swapping. The longer I take it to make. What, I just put a barrier block on top so the player can't open it? No, you can't open it. You can. You cancel it. No, I delete it. We can do that and just delete the block when it's full. And that doesn't stop them mining it. They mine early, it's their problem. Do this first, just to ensure. Set. Okay. So, sets to 0, starts counting. So this needs to be a normal command block, then all of these need to be repeating. So technically, if I keep the ticks as they are, I can get away with. I could get away with the counting. That even makes sense. I think I'm getting tired. I think we just double each number. 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, 8. I was going to say, one of them was not counting by 2. 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8. 30, 32. Or do I have an extra copy? Or did I miss a number before? 36, it should be 34. 15, 14, 13. Oh, I guess I just missed one before. Becomes 38, 40, 42, 4, 6, 48, 50, 52, 54, 60. Get these a little bit higher. I'll do. So it takes 3 seconds for the loot to be generated. I mean, we can also just set a barrier block above it and then delete it. No, but that doesn't work. They can delete the barrier block. We generate a different type of block on top. Something they have to break before they can open it. Give them a little bit of time. What would look neat? No. Plus they open through subs, don't they? I guess not. I don't mind just smooth stone. Smooth stone probably goes with all the different shulkers. To a degree. Still kind of looks ugly. Like a jar. In fact, I could just encase the whole thing like a jar. And then I have to delete every block. I think the general idea is getting away from us now. If I do that, that looks kind of weird. If I do walls... Walls that match the slab. If I just do like end. No, they're too bulky. I mean, I don't dislike it, but I don't think it's great. There's like just walls. I could do a thin line around. Stairs, I guess. Position them so they're upside down. You don't know what you got until you crack it open. Yeah, I don't dislike that. Then you break it open and you can see what color you got. Probably gonna go with stairs. I think that was the thing that looked the least weird. Endstone's decent. It's not a high value block. You have to break open your loot box to see what you got. Not a bad idea. Orientation is the issue. Always place that way. Yeah. Alright, at least that's easy. On the same command that places the shulker, should probably have it place the other stuff. Well, no. I just need one command. One set of commands. We might as well build it up here so we can test it straight away. So, yank the top of this. Run. Block. Endstone slab. Keep. These are just stairs instead of bricks. Yeah, cool. Or instead of slab. Slab comes stairs. And the digits need to change as well. We can work out the facing in a second. Let's just make sure this segment works. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's on keep, so it won't delete anything, and it won't continue to place them. Get deleted. Perfect. We know the arm stands there, we know it's working. I just have to change different blocks. We know that way is positive Z. So the positive Z one doesn't have to change, although I should probably just do it anyway. Where does it say which? Facing west. So, do I want it north? So negative x. We'll change that negative x first. Alt F3. Negative x. Facing, sorry, this should be east, I believe. Delete you. Right, because the first one's not running. Okay, so it is the way you're facing. Granted, I can now go in a direction. So east, northwest, east, no, northwest, south, no, northeast, southwest. Northeast, south. South is positive z. No, it's negative z. Facing south, west. No. This should be north. And this should be west. East. I've probably botched all of these up. Oh, three. Three are right. It is this one, I believe. South. Nope. That was the right one. Is this the one I'm missing? East, south, north, west. So it was right. Perfect. Except they need to be upside down. Assume bottom? Nope, they're both the same. Top. There we go. Half top. Ooh. Okay, so that should be fine. Once summons the shulker as well, it will stop trying to place these. Okay, phase. Okay. In case, pick a block. Then this is the actual itemization. Anything else we need to do? Alright, we need to also kill the armor stand at the end of this. At arm stand. Run, kill the arm stand. equals 1. Alright, now I just have to come up with 27 random drops for each chest. Ugh. What else can I even give the player? Because I can make all this stuff, so I don't need that. Using the souls to get them, so I guess it's just random drops. Blocks, items, potions. Something useful. I can still do custom weapons and everything. Okay, we'll just go over this system one more time, make sure I've got everything, and I just have to do the items. About that. So our other system summons the arm stand. Perfect. This one. And at the arm stand, we're encasing it. We're randomly picking between 1 to 5 shulker chests. And then marking the arm stand with shulker so that it can't continue to make blocks. Why does this one not have tag? None of them have the tag. First one has the tag. First one does have the tag. They will need the tag. Okay, now after that, we're making a scoreboard. We're setting the scoreboard to 0, running it for a total of 3 seconds, in which time it goes through each item slot, generating an item in the chest, if the randomizer is met. And I can make the numbers separate from one another so that it doesn't, there's no way you can get multiples. Or something like that. Okay, so all I have to do is determine the randomizer numbers and create the item lists. We're done with the loot boxes. That wasn't so hard. And build it all, of course. Question is, what exactly do we give the player as loot? There's not much they can really utilize. More empty slots on equipment is something. Weapon combinations is also something I can do. Otherwise, then just resources, unless I come up with one more, like, specialty system. I think I also want to do custom TNT. I guess I could do that. Let's give, like, Dragon Breath. I can give Emerald Diamond and Nether Stars with Collector. Alright, there's enough on my map to pull, because all these resources are also useful. Eggs are another thing that will definitely help. Yeah. Ooh. I think there's enough for me to go off of. Aside from just creating some more specialty items. I'll think of that. Ooh. Anyway, I'm getting tired, so I'm going to leave it there. If you're still listening, Vulture, thanks for hanging out. And anyone watching in post or lurking, thanks as well. See you next time.